Time. We live on this, bro. You know, set up. Look, we live on this. So just you can put it right on the side, so it's not in front of the screen.
Tell me when.
Yeah, right where the cup is at. Yep.
You want me to stop and start it over?
Nah, it's good right there. You get it. Brothers will understand. We'll do it.
Out of rhyme right this out.
We recording on the computer?
Oh yeah.
It's recording?
Nope.
Oh, you got the remote.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that's yours, bro. I got mine right here.
Alright.
Makes it a little deep, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so we want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, GMS, who rule well, and also honor and salutations to those of you who are of the hopeful elect and are out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth. So this is, another impromptu show. We don't have nothing planned necessarily, but we're just going to roll in the spirit, and Lord's will, he through the Holy Spirit guides us through the content, and Lord's will, it'll be edifying for the brotherhood. But as we always start out by saying, we on the home stretch, man. We're in these last final days of American captivity that we're in, and it's a beautiful time to be in, man. It's a beautiful time to be in, and we want to make sure that when the time comes, right, for us to stand on our 2 feet to give that testimony, to testify against Esau, that we're solid in it, man. That we're solid in it, and we stand on it strongly, man. And it's again a beautiful time to live in. We about to, what's that scripture? Those of us live to see the fall of his enemy.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes.
Yeah,
You gonna grab that book?
let's pull that up real quick, and because that's the time we're living in. When we were there's one in Job that says with though worms consume my body, with these eyes
I'll see my
yeah, let's get that. Go ahead, brother.
Connor, this is Ecclesiasticus 25:7.
Yep.
There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy. In the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children,
Yep.
and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
Right, he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy, and really, in this time, that should be your heart's desire, to see the fall of your enemy. Why, right? Let's name some things, right? Esau he's the most unfair ruler that there's ever been. Even when other heathen nations have ruled and had us under their thumb, so to speak, they still were fair. They let us have our heritage, they let us have our culture, our laws, they let us live in our own land. But Esau, with his rulership, right, took us away from our land, removed all evidence that we ever were anything, right, gave us a whole nother heritage and culture to chase after, right, that that we're not even a part of, right? You got our people still wrapped up in Africanism, right? But we're not African, man. But that was Esau's doing, right? So that's one thing. The 2, you can't find a healthy meal to save your life. There's anything that's available that's inexpensive that you can afford is not good for you, and anything that is good for you is on teetering on the edge of being good for you, and it's all kinds of expenses to get it, to attain it. Go ahead, brother.
It's cheaper to go to McDonald's drive-thru and get a cheeseburger than it is to get a head of lettuce.
Right, now imagine that. You can get a cheeseburger from McDonald's, something that's gonna kill you.
yeah.
And to get a head of lettuce, it costs $1.50 more than a cheeseburger. But this is the society that we live in, and really, even like your lower level Edomites, they should want them to fall. You understand what I'm saying? Like even them, like even in their life, they have hard lives because of their people being in rulership.
Because they got screwed out of their blessing. Really,
Right.
when you really think about it.
Right.
You get if you being a so-called white man in America, you got screwed, man, and you got screwed by the elites, the international bankers, your bosses, because the portion of the pie, they didn't split it right with you, and that's why you're seeing the bickering going on with I think they call them Francis, the Yellow Jackets, and all these different movements, because really the gap from the wealth from the so-called middle class to the super elite and wealthy is literally off the charts.
Right.
So to be an average so-called Edomite, you should want this devil to the Amalekites, and they are mad about the Amalekites to go down because you got screwed yourself, man.
Right.
We had this conversation earlier. You're working with us. You know, you're working with literally the descendants of slaves, and we're still are slaves, but you know.
Right.
Yeah, it just goes to show that's why we call them two-time losers.
Yeah,
because you're
right.
down in what's supposed to be your kingdom and your rulership,
Right.
just to be reborn into
To another loserhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's true. So even their people should want their people to go down, because this is a hard way to live.
Right.
To be so you're unsure of day to day of how you're gonna get your food.
Mm-hmm.
You're unsure about how you're gonna get your next paycheck.
Yep.
All of these things shouldn't be for no one. Even the poorest of the poor should know. Okay, I know there's a great vineyard down the road, and I know I can go down there because the man who owns the vineyard always leaves a bit for us. Like that, you shouldn't be concerned or worried about how you're gonna get your next meal. That's not normal.
That's right.
And I was driving earlier, and I was looking around at Esau, and I was like, they should be mad too. They should be mad too about the way they're living their life, because it's unrighteous, man, and it's unfair.
Yeah,
You know?
appreciate it.
Go ahead, bro.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 10.
Yeah.
And when thou shalt not glean thy vineyard,
Mm-hmm.
neither shalt thou gather every grape of the vineyard.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt leave them for the poor
Right.
and stranger. I am the Lord thy power.
Right. We should leave them for the poor and the stranger. So everybody eats in our kingdom.
Right.
When we're in rulership, there is no hungry people. There is no homeless. Right. Here it is. This is what I was thinking. I think it was last night. Here it is. America totes itself as the richest nation, but yet they have the highest poor population.
Yep.
How is that?
Yep.
Like when you go to Germany, there's no homelessness in Germany. You bring this up to Esau, like there's no homeless people in Germany because they use the tax monies to fund low income housing and housing for the homeless, and they'll tell you, oh yeah, but their taxes are high. Well, yeah, well, it's going to good use. So what?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what?
Absolutely.
If the money you're spending is going to good use, but let me ask you this: where does your taxes go?
Right. Military.
You hear? Okay, you could say we have lower tax rates than Germany, right? You could say that, but can you say where your money's going? When you pay your taxes out, right? When they take that money out of your check, every week or every pay cycle, whatever it is, do you know where that money goes? They say you pay excise tax, right? They say it's to fix the roads. There was potholes all the way over here. Potholes all the way down the damn hill. The whole you shouldn't drive down the street
Right.
like this.
Like a NASCAR.
Right.
driver.
If I'm paying excise tax, and
Right.
it's not just me. Every licensed driver who owns a vehicle in a certain city has to pay excise tax. So that's a lot of money. We're not even talking about income tax yet, right? And according to the so-called Constitution, income tax is illegal. It's illegal because when I get paid from a company or from a business, it's a fair trade. I'm giving you my service, you're giving me your dollars.
That's right.
That's a fair trade. You can't tax a trade, right? And this is why back in the early 1900s, that was the thing. Get a trade. Get a trade. Get a trade. Why? Because it couldn't be taxed, right? And then when you come to the Federal Reserve Act.
Yep.
What was that? I want to say 1913, but I think it might be 1930 in the 1930s.
Nah,
Right.
1913.
Yeah, because it was during the presidency of Woodrow Wilson.
1913. 1913. You get the Federal Reserve Act, and then they start on not only that. It's around the same time you get Social Security. All of these different programs get implemented for them to take more money from the people, man. Go ahead, bro.
No, I just wanted to add, it just goes to show their wickedness that
Mm-hmm.
that the private bankers, the Rothschilds, so-called white people, the Edomites, that they signed that federal income tax on their private island on Jekyll Island, and the promise was if they got Woodrow Wilson in the office, he would sign that in, and they waited till most of the people who were against it
were on vacation.
They were on vacation and they passed it through. So it just goes to show the wickedness.
Yeah, and there's evidence of the wickedness. This is not we talk about it, and that's our role in the story for us to prophesy about these things, for us to get on.
Be witnesses.
Yeah, to be witnesses.
Yep.
Isaiah 47.
Yep.
That's our role in the story to tell these things. But this is known. This stuff is on the books. This is when like this brother bringing this up about them being on vacation when these bills were passed. That's on the books.
Right.
That's not something that we just pulled out of our back pocket. Go ahead, brother.
Something real quick.
Yeah.
Elder. So the tax protest, the 16th Amendment arguments and assertions that the imposition of the U.S. federal income tax is illegal because the 16th Amendment to the United States Constitution, which reads, and quote, "The Congress shall not have power to lay and collect taxes on incomes
You see?
from whatever source derived without."
You see?
So
that's on the books. We didn't sit down and say we got to
right.
do.
We're not the founding fathers.
Yeah.
We draft up the amendments and the Constitution. This is what you guys stand on.
Right.
This is what you guys went to war for.
Right.
You went to war. There was bloodshed so that you guys could have this way of life, and here it is. It's been stripped right from you.
Right.
You literally. There was a revolutionary war, right, between the Patriots and the English over what? Taxation. Now you have those guys that go out there the Freedom Trail. One day I just wanted to pick with them. And I said, let me ask you a question. Do you think Americans pay more taxes today to this government than they did in the ancient and during the time of the revolution?
Right. Great point.
You know what I mean?
Great point.
He didn't know.
Right.
He didn't know. But if you Americans knew how screwed you was by your own government, like the brother was getting into, you would revolt. Hey, and it's been quotes that have been said like that. If the Bushes, they said if the American government knew how bad we were screwing them, there'll be blood drawn in the streets.
Right, and that's a fact, man. And this is so again. The point being, Esau should want his people to go down.
Yeah.
He should want to be put into captivity by us because we'll be fair.
yeah.
Like we getting into the economy, right? And the government taxation and these different things like that. On usury alone, Esau should be taken down. Just on usury alone. Taxes and I borrow $1 from you because I don't have $1, but you're charging me $3 to pay you back. I already didn't have the $1 that I asked you for. So all of these things, man, all of these things are just amalgamation or a pile of all the reasons why he has to go down, man.
They got a precept.
Yeah. Did you get that Isaiah 47? All right, cool. Hold on.
It's Isaiah 47 there.
And you can start at the top. But we're going to hit this one real quick.
This is you got hold on, Exodus 22 and 24. 22. 22 and 24. All right. This is Exodus chapter 22 verse 24, and it reads 25. If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a servant, neither shalt thou lay upon him usury. All right. If thou take thy neighbor's remnant and pledge, thou shalt deliver it unto him by the sun, unto him by that the sun go down.
Right. By the end of the day, right. And that's really how payment should be too.
Right.
Here you are. You work for 2 weeks straight, and then they hold back.
Yeah.
So you got to work 4 weeks before you get paid for the 2 weeks that you worked in the beginning of the month.
That's wicked.
That's terrible.
That's wicked.
Here the bills don't stop though. They don't. You can't go to your landlord. You can't go to the light company. You can't go to the gas company and say, hey, look, they holding back on me. So can y'all hold back on me? No, them bills is coming. And if you don't pay, the shit gets turned off, man.
Brother. Yes, brother.
That's terrible, man.
Hey, if I could add,
yeah, absolutely.
This is a trial, man. Esau, you on trial.
Yeah.
Man. When we coming up with the law, like this is where the lawyers come out of the Levite, the Leviticus, which is the priest, which that's been opened up to all the tribes. You know what I'm saying? So we're just lawyers or district attorneys, prosecutors or whatnot, pleading our case to the Heavenly Father and saying, look, just like you did. Because what did they do? Look. The accuser of thy brethren. Look what he's doing, and all this is our testimony. You did a beautiful showing, and this is our testimony to the Lord, man. We're dropping it down. We snitching, man. We're ratting. We're ratting, bro.
That's right.
We're ratting.
That's right. But no, we're testifying.
Yeah, testifying. Okay.
You know, because a snitch is one who had his hand. If Elam came out and was like, yeah, we're gonna tell on Esau, that's snitching because they got their hands, dirty hands in it too. That's snitching. But we're the victim. We're the victim, and we're coming before the judge, the ultimate judge, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and we're pleading our case on Esau, man. And he got you know, it's bad when your whole nation gets eviscerated. That means you did all kinds of crimes. Because even the Lord is merciful enough to have laws where you don't die.
Yeah.
But imagine, we think of when we think of the laws, statutes, and commandments. There's 613, and they broke all of them, in one way or another.
Right.
And you can't so with the laws being the way they are, everybody should have their own farm because they have to raise animals to be able to kill the sacrifices. You know, or it should be set up where I can go get an animal from a brother, right? To perform those sacrifices, but we can't even do that. When you go to the grocery store to get a lamb chop, it's already been drained. You know what I mean? You know it's already chopped up and packaged. It's been defiled. The packaging is probably pork. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's already,
Now that was the commandment from the Lord during the Passover. For every household, for the lamb, according to every household,
right.
he made sure he said, like, if you ain't got enough, go to your neighbor, and your neighbor's gonna get you off.
That's right. So they've broken every law, man. So it's only right that they get taken down.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Revelation chapter 12, 12 verse 10. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start up. 11. It says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony.
Right, by the word of their testimony. When you go to Revelations 19 and 10, where it says the Lord's testimony is the spirit of prophecy. When you go into that word testimony there, it's also martyr, right? So the Lord testified. His death was a testimony to what was going to happen coming now in this time. Go ahead.
This is Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren, and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
Right, it's the spirit of prophecy. So us prophesying, right, speaking to these things, we're testifying, man. We're testifying to all the filthy works that Esau has done in this time. This is our testimony. We laying it out. Look, a written testimony. Boom. Yep. We laying it out. We're putting it before the judge. The judge is gonna review the paperwork, and he's gonna make a judgment, man. You know, this is what's going down. This is what's happening. Go ahead. What you got?
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower.
Right.
And I will watch to see what he would say unto me.
That's
and what shall I answer while I am reproved?
Go ahead.
And then and the Lord answered and said unto me, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth.
Yep.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time,
yep.
But at the end it shall speak and not lie.
That's right.
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come.
Right.
It will not tarry.
And this judgment is based on that watch. Us being on that tower watching, and we give a report. This judgment is going to be based on that report, man. Go ahead, bro.
I want to bring out Proverbs 29 and 16.
Yep.
When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increase, but the righteous shall see their fall.
That's right, man. And Michael Otter's favorite scripture, if they be multiplied, it is for the sword. You know? So that's, look, our report is important, man. This testimony is important. And it's like, when you get that court, you got a lot of cases. To get that paperwork pushed through, you got to keep talking to the judge like, yeah, I submitted that paperwork, submitted them files, I submitted that file. Did you get that?
Yep.
And that's what we doing, man. Yep. The scriptures say complain continually.
That's
man.
right.
So that's what every time you do a show, right? Well, it might not even be about a complaint. But the fact that you're doing the work is all your testimony, man.
Yep.
That's all this paperwork is being compiled together. You got the stapler going, getting the paperwork together, and we submitting that paperwork.
Filing motions.
Right. That's right.
Trying to get things presented. pulling witnesses, evidence, physical evidence, DNA. We doing it all, man.
Esau done left all his DNA.
Yeah.
You a sloppy criminal. You done left all the evidence. Go ahead, brother.
Now, I just want to back y'all with the evidence.
Yeah.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 26. It says, "For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him.
That's right.
And therefore delivereth he
That's
them
right.
unto death and destruction."
That's right, and that's what's gonna happen, man. That's what's gonna happen, and we long to see that day, man. And if you don't, something is not right. If you don't catch yourself daydreaming about the fall of Esau and what it's gonna be like, something ain't right, man. You're not in the right frame of mind. Why would you not want this man to be destroyed? Why would you not want that? You know?
When we go to Revelation, go back to Revelation, the 12th chapter. This is Revelation chapter 12. I'll go back to 11. Matter of fact, I'll start at 9, right? And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world.
Right. He deceived the whole world. He made Jake think they were African, man.
That's wicked.
He made the world think that he was God.
Yep.
And it's funny because Jake is not the only people that he deceived. Because imagine this, right? If he was like, look, I ain't God, but I just want them to think I'm God, and so they can be fooled. Now, if he would have did that, we would have found out, right? So he made the whole world to believe that he was God, man.
Right.
That Catholicism swiped the whole world, man.
Absolutely.
Swiped the whole world, and they brought that white Jesus and plastered him all over the world, man.
And that's plastered in everybody. Everybody got Caesarea Borgia.
Yeah, when I was a kid, when I was in Sunday school or whatever, Christian camp, when I was doing all that, and I would close my eyes and pray, I saw Caesar.
Yep.
And I mean, as ashamed as I am to say it now, that's a fact, man. That's what was going on in my mind, and I think I speak for a lot of people when I say, matter of fact, I used to run this little internet business, and we had a seminar, and they were showing you about perception and how things can be perceived. So what they did was they put up on the screen, they put these dots, right? And you couldn't see anything but dots, right? All dots on the screen. And then they said, we want you to stare at this for 60 seconds. So everybody's staring at the dots for 60 seconds. Then they said, then we're going to turn the lights off and tell us what you see. So when they turned the lights off, when you look at the screen, everybody yelled out, Jesus! Yeah. And there was an image of Caesar.
Caesarea.
It wasn't even no protest. Nobody was like, nah, that ain't.
Right.
That's nobody said
Borgia.
Nobody said Borgia. They all said Jesus.
Yeah.
So the whole world has been plastered with that image, man. And they gotta be removed. Now here we are talking about another reason why they gotta be taken out.
That's identity
right,
theft,
right,
that's fraud,
right. At all levels, every even the things that Esau calls illegal, this is what he's done, man. And this is why I think it was, I can't remember if it was Rockefeller or Rothschild when he said that, give me the control of a nation's money. I care not who makes its laws.
Johnny Rockefeller.
Right. So here it is. They got laws about identity theft, but they are the chief identity thieves.
Sure is good to say that, man.
That's the spirit.
They show you they don't even care about. Esau don't. There's no such thing as law to them. How can you say we have laws and penal codes when you don't even keep the ones that were put here on the earth?
Right.
It just goes to show that they're the biggest hypocrites.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the spirit too, because I'm sitting there meditating, and I started writing stuff down that Esau is guilty, that he's guilty of.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna read this list.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
So one, we got trespassing, right? Robbery, conspiracy.
Hold on. Let's stay on trespassing.
Yep.
Go to Habakkuk 2:5.
Yep.
Let's stay on trespassing, right? We gonna pull scriptures for these things.
It's beautiful. This is Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man. Neither keep it at home.
Right? And I was thinking about this, man. And I'm reading. I was reading this. I read this. What book was I reading? Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. I was reading that, and just to see how Esau, how they went around conquering everything, right? And I started saying, like, you know what, that mentality never left them. That whole conquering spirit and going from land to land to land to take different countries and different peoples. That for me, shit gonna die on me. No, yeah, that'll work. Yeah. We got that same mentality they have it on them, man, to conquer the whole world. And this is the proof of it. This will tell you who that's talking about, man.
Right, absolutely.
This is what they do. They go around conquering the whole world, man. This is what they do.
And then when you go to Esau's trial, one of the things that they got to prove is an MO. So that scripture right there gives them their motive. The fact that it's in their spirit just to never to keep at home, you know?
Mm-hmm. Keep going on that one.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell,
Come.
and is as death,
Come.
and cannot be satisfied,
Come.
but gathereth unto him all nations.
And gathereth unto him all nations, right? So he goes into these nations, and funny thing, right? Esau goes into a nation and then makes rules that say nobody else can go in there. Like when we talk about them building the wall, right?
Right.
It really what the fear is, because I asked this either my dude at my job the other day. I said, so how do you feel? Do you think we need a wall? He's like, oh yeah, absolutely. I've always said that we need a wall, right? So I said to myself, I'm like, the arrogance of a people to take something from somebody, change the rules so that they can't come in here.
Micah 2:1, an oppressive man in his own heritage.
That's right.
Hey,
Keep going, bro.
It says, and heapeth unto him all people.
God.
Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Right, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his, man. You trespassing. So let's go ahead, bro. You know,
real quick. Micah chapter 2 verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses, and they take them away. So they oppress a man in his own house, a man in his own heritage.
Oppress a man in his own house. How is it that Issachar can't come here when the whole Louisiana Purchase belonged to them? And Mexico was not only
where it is
where it is today, beneath Texas.
Right.
It was all up and through America,
Nevada,
all
California,
all of that, man.
And then Gad too. Gad's pushed on reserves.
And now when you read these books, right? There's a book called all these books that the so-called explorers were writing when they came over here, right? Because you get an image when you're in school about the Americas. You'll get an image that there weren't that many people here, and they just came in, wiped it out, did their thing, and now you have America.
Right.
But there was millions upon millions upon millions of people here in the Americas, man.
If I could add to
that. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, when Christopher Columbus in his memoirs, when he went to the island of Hispaniola, what they dubbed Hispaniola was called I forgot what it was. I forgot what his name, but 80s. Prior to them, by the Awanak, which that's Hebrew. Awanak, that's Hebrew. It proves that they're the Hebrew Israelites. Right. But when he got there, he said he was surprised of how densely populated it was, but yet so clean. So for it to be so much people, such a small place, and how clean it was. Which and they push out that agenda that was a bunch of wilderness
Savages.
with a few teepees and a few tribes, and we just wiped them out. No, it was heavily populated.
Right. And
because that's our people are fruitful, you know.
Yeah. And then when you get Mexico, when you get Tenochtitlan, which is now Mexico City, when you get that land, when they could see, they said that it was glistening from when they were coming over the shores because of all the gold that was around, from all these pyramids that you see nowadays in Mexico. Those are all laid with gold and rubies and all kinds of things, man. They try to paint this image that Jake wasn't shit when they came over here. So you guilty for a lot of things, man.
I'm gonna keep going if I can make it.
And I could just add on. This is from the historychannel.com. The U.S. government authorized over 1,500 wars, attacks, and raids on Indians, the most of any country in the world against its indigenous people.
Imagine that.
By the close of the Indian Wars in the late 19th century, fewer than 238,000 indigenous people remained, a sharp decline from the estimated 5 million to 15 million living in North America when Columbus arrived in 1492. and we found out even that was false.
Yeah.
Because the number they just released was, they said out of 60 million natives, 59 million was slaughtered.
That's right.
Only 1 million were left.
Right, and then if you watch, there's John Leguizamo did a special, and he was talking about all these details. There was 70 million that were people just in the Americas, man. You know.
And I got one last thing.
Absolutely.
It says, and their skin was dark.
That's right.
Their languages were foreign, going into the Hebrew.
Okay.
And it says their worldviews and spiritual beliefs were beyond most white men's comprehension.
Yeah. and then when you read his writings, a lot of them say, the conquistador writers, they'll always say, you know, they have to be Israelites.
Wow.
They have to be. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Wow.
There's a lot that they gotta pay for, man. Go ahead, bro.
Keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got bribery, conspiracy, kidnapping, neglect.
Conspiracy. Let's go to Psalms 83.
Mm-hmm.
Psalms 83 and 3. Got you, Esau.
Yeah,
Got you.
you what is it? Guilty as charged
Yeah,
on all counts.
Yeah, on all counts.
On all counts.
Psalms 83 and 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
You see? Keep going.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
That's conspiracy,
That's it.
man.
That's the definite.
That's conspiracy. Let's look it up.
Yeah, you know it. You know it.
Let's look up the definition of conspiracy.
Con. You want me to continue?
Because con is with, inspires like air. So in other words, you when you speak, air comes out. So everybody's together, right? Speaking a thing, planning a thing, and that's what Psalms 83 is talking about, man.
Conspiracy.
Yep.
A secret plan by a group to do something unlawful.
That's right.
Or harmful.
That's right.
To a conspiracy to destroy the government,
Come
plot, scheme, plan, cabal. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just wanted to say, and that conspiracy was them coming together to cut us off from being a nation,
That's
which
it.
is going into Psalms 83 and 4,
That's it.
where it says they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation,
Come.
that the name of Yasharallah may be no more in remembrance.
Right. That's right. And that was a conspiracy, man.
I got human trafficking.
Yep. That's the transatlantic slave trade, man.
Yep.
Hey man, what's that scripture? If another man be found in
And
the
it's
Oh, is that Numbers?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna get that
I
low.
think it might be 12. It's been a while. So I'll put like stealeth a man, KJV, if you Google it. Stealeth. Yeah, man. You guilty as charged. As brother
Exodus
said,
chapter 21 verse
Exodus
Got it
21.
right here. It says Exodus 21 and 16.
Come.
And he that stealeth a man
Come.
and selleth him,
Come.
or if he be found in his hand,
Right.
he shall surely be put to death.
That's right, man. That's right. And that's what is gonna happen. Right? So human trafficking, keep going.
drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking, imagine that. Right? There's how and then they persecute us for it, right? Guns and drugs,
Yeah.
right? But how do the guns and drugs get into the country, right? Because if am I right in saying that there's no guns manufactured here anymore?
No, they gotta be.
I don't even think Smith and Wesson is
Yeah.
from Weston.
I mean, maybe
I don't
they
know.
might be
I'm not
American.
sure.
They
I'm
might
not
be
sure.
American companies,
Right, but they're not
But
manufactured.
I don't think they're built here anymore.
Okay.
But I could be
Right.
wrong in that too.
Right.
But the point is, we're not building them.
Right. And
You know what I'm saying?
like you said Smith and Wesson. That's named after an Edomite.
Right.
Yeah.
The AK-47. It's hard to pronounce that devil's name, but that's a Russian
name, yeah.
a cult. That's like I used to think that these were just names. These are names after people,
Yeah.
you know, and they're Edomites.
Connor, it just goes to show how Esau, they revealed their stuff in shows, because on the TV show Chicago, they showed how the police, they were selling the guns
Yeah. It's all
to the
business.
gangs on
Yeah,
the street.
right,
It's
right.
all
to get that
business.
money.
It's
Yeah.
all business. And then
Absolutely.
they'll come and arrest you next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with that same gun they gave you.
And that's entrapment.
Yeah.
According to Esau's law,
Yeah.
that's entrapment.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what they do. They what's that? I did this morning, that show
Which one?
where they tried to accuse Yahweh Shai. They always trying to trap him
Oh,
up
right,
and something that they say.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that's illegal according to your laws.
Yeah.
Esau, you got to be a damn devil to break your own laws.
Yeah.
You made a law to hurt a person, but then when it's that's a child, man. You ever see kids play Foursquare? Watch kids play Foursquare. Oh no, you can't do that. No spiking.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
spiking. The next thing you know, bah, it's spiking.
Yeah,
No, we changed it. We changed it. That was yesterday. That's Esau's a fucking kid, man. Excuse my language. He was a baby, man. Go ahead, bro.
In the Job about him being a base man.
Yeah. Oh, what does it say? Children are their oppressors.
Children. Oh, children of you got children of fools. Yeah, they were children of fools.
You know, and this is Esau, man. This is who he is. This is what he's about. You know, so he got to be taken down. And you should be elated that Esau is getting ready to come down, man. Go ahead, bro.
Con, this is Job 30:8.
Come.
They were children of fools, ye children of base men.
That's right.
They were viler than the earth.
That's right, man. That's right. These are children. These are kids that we're dealing with. In mentality and in their approach to life, everything.
Mm-hmm.
These are children, right? What you got? What else you got on there, bro?
Black market sales. I got organ harvesting.
Yeah.
Wicked slavery. I got genocide, fraud, identity
Let's
theft.
go to Joel 3 and start at 3. Right? Talk about that slavery a little bit. It's all documented, man. You can't get away from this. Because here it is, these are the prophecies, right? These are the prophecies, and now we're saying that you did these things.
Yeah.
Right? You stole a man, aren't we in your hands?
Yep.
Right? Weren't we brought to this land against our will? Right? All right, go ahead, bro. You got that, Joel?
Yep, this is Joel 3:3.
Come.
And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine,
Right.
that they may drink.
That's right. Go ahead.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me?
Hold on, I forgot to add on that, right?
Yeah.
Because what did they do? Right? You said it's documented in circular history. It's well known that Israelites, for argument's sake, right, that there were people that were sold for rum and sold for cognac, you know, because the French was. We look at 1738. What is that? They tell you Esau loves to market the year in which their business came into play, right? Mm-hmm. So you get into drinking. Yeah, I got the Remy Martin at 1738, right? What you think Esau was doing in 1738? You think they was like, oh, look, we don't want no parts of this slave trade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're all set. No, they was taking, I got this Remy. I got this King Louis. Right. I got this. Come on, what you got for me? Oh, I got a couple young bucks for you, you know, that you could work down in your province in, what it was, Haiti? Because that was you, hey, we speak your language, right? And what did you have to do? You have to strip us from our name and give us your name. So that's evidence. You got you got your hands all in a cookie jar. Your fingerprints is all there.
Chocolate chips.
Yeah.
all smeared on the side of your feet. You guilty, Esau. You
guilty.
Spaghetti sauce on your shirt. You can't tell us you wasn't eating.
Yeah, you guilty.
Mm-hmm.
You guilty. So
my mother told me a story about that. You know, my grandmother asked her, you know, did you eat that? Did you have your hands in that pot? She's like, no, I ain't have my hands in the pot. So she picked her up and put her in the mirror. Sauce all over her face, sauce all over her shirt.
Yep.
That's Esau, man.
It's just like you said, that we're holding the mirror to Esau.
Yeah, absolutely. Man.
That's all we doing.
Yeah.
That's all we pointing the mirror to.
Are we so wrong? Are we so wrong?
Well,
we just telling you what you're doing.
Paul said, "Have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth?"
But see, because this was the trick this time. Was for Esau to be the wicked devil he was, but not to let anybody know. So with Alexander, you knew what he was doing. When you saw Alexander and the Greeks coming into your province, you knew what was going on.
And the whole world knew.
Yeah.
There was some. He didn't have to. They took Egypt without nobody dying.
Right.
Because they just walked in and the whole world knew
That's right.
Alexander was coming to conquer some shit.
That's
and
right.
if you didn't want to give it up, motherfuckers was gonna die.
Yes, that was
motherfuckers was gonna die.
Look, we came here to take this.
Yep.
You can either give it to us or we can fight and we'll take it.
Yep.
That's what Alexander was about. And Esau is still like that, but he hid himself this time.
Mm-hmm.
No, we know. Let's get Psalms 51, where it says
Gifts.
but there's drawn swords.
While you get that, I'll bring this one piece up. It's Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? And that's all we're doing is putting a mirror to America, putting a mirror to Esau. If y'all claim to be Christians, y'all claim to be this right upstanding men that you proclaim yourself to be, then let's check it out. Let's measure it up with the Bible and let's see what's what. Let's see who's who. And when you do measure it with the Bible, you find quickly that this man is guilty, man. He's guilty. He's a fugitive. All right, going back to the spirit of Cain. All right, he's on a run. He's committed a bunch of atrocities, and he's never paid for them. I think it's Psalm 55, brother.
Is it 55 or
Yeah.
is it 52? 55. Yes.
And 20.
This is start at 20. You got
Okay.
it. You got it highlighted, brother.
This is Psalm 55.
Got me look good.
In 20. He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him.
Right.
He hath broken his covenant.
Right.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Right. If promise breaking was a crime, Esau,
Yeah.
you a promise breaking fool.
I mean, I'm
man.
quite sure there is though.
Yeah.
Bearing false
Well,
witness.
no, what bearing false witness, but I mean, breach of contract.
Yeah, right there, yeah.
Breach
Oh,
of
yeah,
contract.
That's big. That's big.
Yeah, man.
That's
Shit.
big. You can't breach a What? You get the pantsuit
That's
out
right,
of your
that's right, that's
Esau will repo your house.
Yeah,
He'll
man.
garnish your bank account.
If Esau could tie a chain to your house and bring it away from your yard, he'll
Yeah.
drag that motherfucker off the
You
yard.
break a contract. I got
Yeah.
it right here.
Yeah.
That's your signature,
Is
isn't
that,
it?
is that not your handwriting,
And then
sir?
you got to go to the notary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
to make it
Yeah.
official.
Yeah.
Esau garnish your bank account, man. You break a contract with him.
Yeah, it just goes to show. Yet with Gad, they was breaking it, man, when they thought that you didn't have enough land. Like, you know, Gad, you guys can have this, we'll have this. And they were like, you know what? We want more. We're just going to break that treaty. If they don't go with it,
Yeah.
we'll
I mean,
just
how many
slaughter.
treaties
Right,
did
right.
they break with Gad?
All of them.
Yeah.
All but one is as the story goes. All but one. Every treaty that Andrew Jackson ever put together with the Indians or the so-called Indians.
Right.
I won't use that
Yep.
fucking word.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Gadites, broke every last one of them, man.
Andrew Jackson went against his own government.
Mm-hmm.
His own government, you know.
He had a disdain for Gad, man.
That's Trump.
Yeah.
Calm. I'm going to read.
DJ.
Yeah, back at it again.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yeah. Remix.
Yeah, I'm going to reread that. This is
Yeah,
Psalms
He said,
55 and
come back.
21.
We ain't never left.
Right.
Go ahead,
It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Right, that's right. They were drawn swords, so they spoke well, right? They had a good speech, but they had, like you said, we were talking earlier before we started. When you look at them, they could be talking real nice, but they got evil in their hearts, man. Evil intent. Go ahead, brother.
Man, it's that old picture where they're shaking your hand, but
Yeah,
they got the
yeah,
knife
yeah.
behind ready to...
Yeah, or they making a promise, but they got their fingers crossed behind their back.
You know, because they kids.
Yeah. Esau's a devil, man. He's a devil. He has to be taken down.
Yep.
It's the only way. It's the only way we can rectify. We was talking about earlier how Jake always talking about, you know, recycling black dollars and support black business and, you know, black this and black that. But as long as Esau's alive, he gonna kill you, man. Anytime you're trying to do something without him, he will make your life a living hell, man. Ask what some niggas did, Irv Gotti and all of them when they were trying to come up with their own publishing company. What you mean you gonna do this without me? I'm Esau. And then they brought up all that old dirt, man.
Yep.
You know?
Yep, and in the Black Wall Street.
Yeah, man. They
Dame
killed
Dash.
you.
Dame Dash, yep.
Mm-hmm.
When they tried to, Jay-Z went and snitched.
MC.
They trying to,
Mm-hmm.
Anybody.
Yep.
Michael Jackson, you know.
Yeah. What you
They
mean
don't
you
have
gonna do
much
something
time.
without us?
Bill Cosby. Oh, you want your own?
Yeah.
You want your own network?
Yeah.
So that you know what this is. This is our media. This is the way we put
That's
your
the way they
agenda.
eat, right?
This is
What you
this
think
is
you gonna have a
serious
whole bunch of
witchcraft
Cosby
here.
shows, black
Yeah.
doctors and lawyers?
Bunch of
and,
little bills.
yeah.
Our kids can't watch Little Bill. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They took Little Bill off the air because you know, but
Yeah,
it
but
goes
they
to show you.
got Tiquan on there selling crack on every
Oh
station.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Faggot ass SpongeBob
Right.
SquarePants.
Yeah, but they want to control the narrative.
Yeah,
man. They want to
absolutely.
control the narrative. So you can't ever do anything on your own. So as long as Esau's alive, you ain't gonna be able to have nothing, man. You know, that's a fact.
That's why he must be taken down. And he will be taken
Yeah,
down.
absolutely.
He is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's on trial right now. You know, when you're on trial, because what they say, like, hey, he's deserving of a fair trial.
You know what it is? This is the preliminary. This ain't even the trial yet. This is just to see if there's enough evidence to go to trial.
Right, the indictment.
But there's gonna be so much evidence with you can't even go to trial. But this motherfucker, you gotta kill him.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, that's what he did.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was Emmett Till. You know, they drug him upstairs. They had like they said like a 5-minute trial. Not even a 5-minute trial. Guilty. drug his ass down, beat the hell out of him, and just hung him, man.
It's crazy. Man.
And it was just a mock trial. It wasn't no real trial. It wasn't like a real, you know what I mean? It was just let us say we're you know, we're following. Yeah, exactly.
Come, I want to bring this out, the outcome of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Bro.
It says, cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved.
That's right, and that's what we're doing. We're casting our burden. That right, we're submitting our case, man. That's what we're doing, man.
That's it.
That's what this is. That's what this testimony is. That's what this work is. Hit that for me, bro.
Yep.
What's the time say on there? On the upper left corner.
45.
45.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then right here it says, but thou, O Yahweh, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction.
That's right.
Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days.
That's right.
And I will trust in thee.
That's right, man. That's right. You know, so they they had their time to rule. They had their time to run things, but now it's time for them to come down, man.
That's right,
because you did it unfairly. You did it unrighteously. Oh, did we still got Isaiah 47?
Yep, we still got that.
Yeah.
So why he's pulling that up? Let's read some more of those on that list you put together.
Yeah, con. And I got a genocide, right?
Mm.
Fraud, identity theft, child neglect.
Identity theft. The white man is everybody.
Mm-hmm. Everybody.
He's Superman.
He's Ham.
Batman.
He's
Ham.
Egyptian.
He's Egyptian. He's
South
everybody.
African.
Go ahead, bro.
Just goes to show how powerful witchcraft is, how much they got people, even when you use common logic with the sun and being in Africa.
Yeah.
How the heck you got Jesus, the so-called white man,
Yeah.
going to hide amongst some Hamites?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, they show that picture of that little white kid sitting in class, and all the Hamite kids are going.
Yeah,
It would have been easy, like, look, he's over here.
Yeah, y'all looking for who?
Was he white? Yeah, he right here. I don't know that dude. He had the nerve to be at the grocery store the other day.
You know,
So that just goes to show that they had to paint everybody white just to
Yeah.
hide that little lie,
Yeah.
which is a big lie. They had to paint everybody white.
Yeah,
and you know when you on the run, or you know what I mean, you got that look on your face, like you know what I'm saying. You're like shit, like they gotta get the hell out of Dodge,
Right.
and you motherfuckers like, what's up? I don't know what's up with this dude.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
This
something wrong
big
with
old
that.
white dude just
Yeah,
come
yeah.
down here sweating and red in the face and
Eyes
shit.
rolling around his head. What are you doing down here, man? What's your name? Yeah, somebody said they was looking for you, man.
Yeah, you want it, man.
Shh, don't tell nobody.
Yeah. I'm
go
hiding.
ahead. Yeah, keep going, bro.
Child neglect, bearing false witness, slander,
Mm.
right? And that's all I got. When I got right here, I'm gonna read what I got.
Yeah,
I say he's guilty as all charged. The blood running through his veins is a witness against yourself, Esau. All right, murder in the first degree, the third degree, and the second degree. All right, and you're just guilty as charged. You're guilty as charged, and that's what I was gonna do for a show. But hey, this the spirit. It was this show.
Hey, I could go back up to that child neglect because it just goes to show when you look at during slavery, how they sold Jake women's children into slavery.
Yep.
And when Esau and them had children, it was Jake that was breastfeeding them
Imagine
and
that.
raising them. Because if you really look at Edomites, they don't really know how to raise children.
Not
sometimes.
Hey, but
Yeah.
through the spirit though, like Esau would rape the women, right? And that woman will have a child, and that child will be in slavery.
Mm-hmm.
That child wasn't taken up, and that child was sold.
It would then raise him in the White House.
Right, and that was his own seed.
Yeah.
He's the original deadbeat dad, but he paints that on.
Yeah.
He paints that on us.
Yeah, he absolutely. You had something, bro?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to bring out that Isaiah?
Yeah, let's read that. Man.
All right, this is Isaiah 47 and 1.
You know, this is what we're doing. This is an all-out expose
Yeah.
on Esau, and not just this show here, but every day, man. Every day. You know?
Right.
Come on, it says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Right.
Sit on the ground. There is no throne.
That's right.
O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and
Right.
delicate.
That shall no more be called tender and delicate, because you ask your typical Edomite, and they look at their country as as an innocent place, man. As an innocent place. Go ahead.
Take the millstones and grind the mill. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Right, I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. That's the spirit, man. That's the spirit. So this expose that making bare the leg and lifting up the skirt, that's what we're doing, man. That's what this work is. What you got under there, Esau?
Yeah,
What you got under
yeah.
there? Patting them down, giving them the frisk.
Yeah.
That's what we doing, man.
Cause I always go back to that, cause Jay could be like, nigga, you punk ass nigga, pussy ass nigga, I'll expose you.
Yeah.
Don't make me expose you, nigga.
Right.
And that means like, look, man, you ain't who you say you are, bro.
Right.
You not Scooby Doo, you know.
Right.
Lifting up that mask.
Like Jay-Z said, it's only so long. Fake
Yeah, that's it. It's only so long.
Yeah.
You gonna some gangster shit gonna happen, and you gonna, man, I ain't about this life.
Yeah.
What you ain't about this life,
Right.
And that life being he ain't about his judgment that's coming.
Right.
Yeah.
Punk
Come.
figure.
Absolutely.
And in that office says, as our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name.
That's right, man.
The Holy One of
And
Yasharallah.
that's what we hope for, man. We hope to be redeemed. We hope to be, taken out of this hellhole, man. It's not a good place to be. It's not a good place to live, you know. Go ahead, bro. You got something?
No.
And I could have ended off with this, because it's just, this is 2nd Ezra's chapter 7 and 43. It says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past, intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. That's what we waiting for, man. We wait for all the wickedness to be swept out and cleaned up, and for righteousness to be put in its place, man. All right. So with that, we want to again give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash.
Double honor to our elder apostles, the GMS, and honor and salutation to the hopeful elect. With that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.